Hi everyone!
Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit that notification icon so you get notified whenever we post a new video. We're Molly Does Disney. We do Disney Parks vlogs, tips and tricks videos, reviews, and we've just started our brand new series called Great Moments in Disney History.
Today's video, however, we're going to be focusing on some Disney Park tips and tricks, which is for our local park, Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris has some fantastic rides for all different ages and tastes. Now, Disneyland Paris is actually split into two parks. You've got the actual Disneyland Paris, and then you've got Walt Disney Studios.
Yes.
So rather than trying to sort of compress everything down and there's just too much stuff to actually get through, we're going to be splitting it into two different videos.
Yeah.
So this one is actually focusing on the Disneyland, and then in the future we'll be doing one for the Disney Studios Park.
Disneyland Park is full of classic scenic Disney attractions and all the fantasy that you probably expect from a Disney park. It's home to 4 different lands, which are Fantasyland, Adventureland, Discoveryland and Frontierland, as well as Main Street USA. And each land has its own themed attractions and rides. So without further ado, here are our top 5 rides and attractions at the Disneyland Park. Number 5 is La Carnière du Dragon, which is probably the worst French you've ever had in your life, which translates to Dragon's Lair. This is a walkthrough attraction based underneath Sleeping Beauty's castle. The walkthrough is really creepy and watery, and it's basically a dimly lit cavern that's adorned with small patches of sort of ominous green lights. There's also dripping stalactites and sort of scattered bones of the dragon's latest victims. And basically there's a large sleeping dragon who sleeps pretty silently until he wakes up with a puff of smoke and a huge growl and sort of scares everybody in the room.
It's really amazing when it wakes up as well, because it's like such a massive animatronic. It's like 27 foot long.
Yeah.
And its tail sort of wraps all the way around, and you just hear the whole thing just like looms up.
Yeah, it's very cool. And apparently a lot of people don't actually know it's there, because they never sort of go down that left-hand side to have an explore.
So most Disney fans actually think that the dragon is maleficent, with the fact that it's under Sleeping Beauty's castle and all that, and when you go in, the sign's actually got like the Maleficent horns on it.
Yeah, so it would all make sense. You're like,
yeah.
If 2 and 2 makes 4, then it should be 4, right? No, it's 5. It's 5.
Because that's what Disney says! But this attraction is bizarrely enough inspired by Fox and the Hound, and it's in fact the dragon of Merlin, who also lives in the castle, which is why there's the glass shop named after him upstairs, because it's, I don't know, Merlin needs a part-time job.
Yeah, he lives there too.
Yeah, when he's not out helping King Arthur. So Merlin and the dragon are said to have crossed paths when they were both younger. They became sort of very good friends, only to find out years later they're not actually supposed to be friends. That's where the sort of Fox and the Hound comes into it. It's meant to be like a sort of
forbidden friendship story.
Merlin and the dragon expected to hold on to their friendship. They grew old together, and when Merlin retired, the king gave Merlin and the dragon friends a little home underneath the castle, didn't he?
I'm not sure he lives there, he lives in his shop.
Oh yeah, Merlin lives in his shop.
Yes, not with the dragon. Dirty and grabby down there.
Yeah, bossy. So this is all sort of Tony Baxter inspiration sort of thing.
Yeah, great imagining.
Only thing about this is like the story doesn't really seem to make sense, because the dragon does actually look pretty sinister down there. Like we said, there's like corpses and bones floating around everywhere, and you do think it does want to eat you, so...
You're like, why would Merlin be friends with this guy?
Apparently at one point there was meant to be a dead knight there, but they got rid of him because it was a bit spooky.
At the time La Carnière du Dragon was built in 1992 when the park opened, at 27 metres long, the animatronic of the dragon was actually the longest animatronic ever made. It really is an Imagineer's masterpiece, and definitely something not found in your average theme park or Disney park.
Well, the reason it makes this list is its individuality. You can't see anything like this at any of the other Disney parks. They don't have any dragons floating around anywhere else, because it's slightly darker than other parts of Fantasyland, like I said, because the dragon is quite sinister and evil sort of looking. Of course, the scale of the attraction for something to be inside the castle as well just makes it that much more magical.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is one of the things Disneyland Paris does do better than some of the other parks as well. They do actually use the castle as an attraction as opposed to just being the landmark of the castle. In number 4 we have Buzz Lightyear's Laser Blast. Shooting-based dark ride inspired by the space adventures of Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story franchise. So this is situated in Discoveryland, and within this ride you sort of get trained to become one of the space rangers to defeat the evil Emperor Zurg, and bring peace to the galaxy, overthrow his minions, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant attraction for all ages because it has no height restrictions, so anyone can go on it. Brings out the competitive streak in pretty much everyone. It seems to cause a lot of actual domestic disputes between couples.
Yeah.
Who's just like, yay, I beat you! Yay.
Couples, families, kids, everyone.
At the end of the game is to shoot all of the Z's as you spin around through space to help us save the world from the evil Emperor Zurg.
The ride opened in 2008 and is a Disney Park staple for the parks all around the world. They have sort of the same concept, but they're executed slightly differently. So you've got Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin in Walt Disney World, Astro Blasters in... sounds so funny in an English accent.
Astro Blasters.
Astro Blasters is in California, in Tokyo and Hong Kong as well, and then Buzz Lightyear Planet Rescue in Shanghai. It's got fantastic theming and you really feel like you're joining Buzz to help him save the planet and save the world. It begins when a massively oversized Buzz briefs you about your mission. So that's sort of the pre-show that's happening while you're in the queue. The music throughout is really motivating and really like gets you pumped to like definitely get more points than your family and friends. There's also amazing, beautiful, bright colours and lights and tons of familiar Toy Story faces such as the green aliens who are there at the end of your mission to tell you that they're eternally grateful.
Yes, we are eternally grateful. Yay! Absolutely love this ride, but never been a Galactic Hero, very, very sadly. Or never even got clues you need to get like 999,999 infinity sort of thing. So yeah, never got close. The tips to get the most points, you've got to try and get the Zeds which are sort of really far away. The ones that are moving around or the ones that don't. There's some that don't even look like targets at all, so
yeah.
Like, you don't even know that you missed them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing you have to look up online or you have to just know about, because if someone tells you, if someone tells you to hit the Z, you're going to aim for the Z.
And apparently there's one right under the logo on Zurg's chest, so not in a big Z there, there's one right underneath, which is worth like 100,000 points for straight up. Maybe one day we'll be Galactic Heroes.
Maybe
it's
one
the
day.
dream.
Yeah, I'm definitely sort of living in my dad's shadow when it comes to this, because when we went to Florida way back in 2000, he was actually a Galactic Hero, but this was either at a time where they didn't make a fuss about it and there was no like, hey, have a badge, nothing, but he was just ecstatic with himself. Our third favourite ride or attraction in Disneyland Paris' Disneyland Park is Peter Pan's Flight. This really is a classic Disney attraction. It's an opening day attraction for every park that it's in, which is basically everywhere aside from Hong Kong. It's essentially a classic Disney dark ride that takes you through the story of Peter Pan flying off to Neverland, leaving little Nana behind, poor Nana. Poor Nana. Battling with the pirates, beating Captain Hook and going home and saving the day. You go through the film's key scenes like you would in the Snow White ride and the Pinocchio ride, that kind of classic thing, but you're in your own pirate ship, you're flying over the scenes and you're sort of looking at it from an aerial view. Peter
Pan's Flight, amazing attention to detail, especially it got renovated in 2016 for the 25th anniversary, so they gave it that, and Ashley Payne Job did sort of all the stuff in it.
Yeah, it's all nice, bright, shiny and new.
This features some of the wonderful music written by Oliver Wallace for the film. This ride is suitable for all ages, definitely an attraction that everyone in the family can enjoy. Like I said, it's just such a classic ride, and anyone who's been to any of the Disney parks just knows it, and I think everyone loves it as well. Which means it's definitely worth doing very early, during the parades, during fireworks or something, when other people are off doing something else. You will get a fast pass for it. Because there's always going to be a long queue, there's always such a long queue for this ride, you're always going to be waiting around for ages.
Yeah, as well because there's no height restrictions on this one again, so it's suitable for young, old, everyone.
Yeah, the ships which you do go on when you're flying around above London, they're actually on the Omni-Mover system, so they actually never stop moving. Yet there's always a massive queue for this ride.
It just reflects how many people are actually wanting to go on it.
Yeah, I did read somewhere on the internet, so yeah, it's true.
Don't take this as gospel then.
That they should be able to get around 1,200 people an hour through the ride.
Wait, is that in Paris?
That is in Paris.
Okay.
Disneyland Paris should be 1,200 people an hour for the ride.
That's a lot.
Which is still a hell of a lot of people though. So yeah, always massive queues, because like it's 45 minutes is like a very short queue for this sort of ride.
Yeah. In at number 2 is Hyperspace Mountain, which is a Star Wars themed roller coaster that's basically an overlay of Space Mountain. Mission 2. It was transformed in May this year, so we were just lucky enough to try it because we went on our holidays to Disneyland Paris back in May as well. So check out our vlogs if you haven't already. We really loved it when we went on it. It was one of our favourites. We had such a good time going on it. It's a high intensity ride right in the heart of Discoveryland that takes you through the fight between X-Wing starfighters and the TIE fighters at the beginning of the Battle of Jakku. It's a 2-minute ride. It feels a lot longer though, because I feel like you're really immersed in it. It goes 44 miles an hour and has 3 inversions.
You have to be, I think, 1.32 metres to
Yeah.
ride it, so no back to that.
So no babies.
Apparently, a Space Mountain in Florida, they've had cases where like people tried to sneak babies onto the ride, and they found like a baby inside like a gym bag, which was like stuck up between their legs. They're like, but the baby wanted to ride it too.
Please don't do child swap.
So you'd be like, yeah, my child went on it.
That's bad.
It's pretty
bad parenting.
So it's got great laser effects, great visual effects, ships sort of flying towards you, blowing up in your face as you swoop through tunnels, then like then you got sort of Star Wars music just blaring through your ears. It's all just like epic and
It's very epic.
It's very epic, it's large and all that. I like the bit right at the start, just before you blast off. You sort of you wait there for a second and then it plays this sort of epic Star Wars theme tune.
In the bit that looks like the tube.
Yeah, and then you blast off. Yeah, it just gives you this sort of great sense of adventure, and you can just feel that something's going to happen, and it's going to be epic and mind-blowing. And this is all before the ride even sort of fully starts.
Yeah.
It's all just so yeah, it's got a reasonably good level of theming on the ride, not the best. Again, it's a dark ride and it's just sort of bits of that splashing around. So it's a good level of theming on the ride, in the queue as well. It's not too shabby.
Yeah. The only thing I would say about the queue is that, you know, the screens that are sort of part of the pre-show that tell you where you're going, what your mission is, that kind of thing. They do seem like they've literally just chucked words into the Mission 2 stuff.
Yeah.
And sort of, they've just sprinkled a little bit of Star Wars on it rather than
And you think they look more Star Trekian than Star Wars?
Yeah, the uniforms, the cast members' uniforms look far more Star Trek with the high collars and that kind of thing.
But apart from that, the theming in the queue I think is actually all right.
Yeah, me too.
But the theming of the outside the building really hasn't changed much either since it became sort of Star Wars based ride. The marriage between sort of Space Mountain and Star Wars seems to be somewhat shoehorned together. They're just allowed.
Yeah, because it's still got that kind of steampunk space vibe rather than being 100% Star Wars.
Again, the carts that you sit in, they don't seem very Star Warsian at all. But which makes me think this is just really a temporary job, and they're not planning on keeping it for a long-term design.
Yeah.
It wasn't just very easy to strip away.
Yeah, maybe it's just for the anniversary, just for these sort of year, 18 months.
Yeah, quite possibly, because well, they did actually do it to celebrate the 25th anniversary. What really does make this ride great is just because it's not the level of theming like in the other rides, it's just because it's such a great roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because if they did put sort of full sort of effort into the theming of it, you know, it could just be like so much better. They need to like commit fully to it. But again, now that Disneyland Paris is owned by Disney, hopefully they'll just sort of
pump some more money into it.
Yeah, they'll put some more stuff into it and be like, right, we're going to do this for the theme and just like full speed ahead sort of thing.
Yeah, hopefully.
It has over a blast from start to finish, and I think it's just a great ride.
Yeah. And finally, in at number 1 is the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Yeehaw!
It's bigger than a mountain, people.
So at one point it rained and everyone just like disappeared off back to their hotel. When you're on loop just like 10 times like choo choo choo.
Yeah.
It's great.
It starts to hurt after a while though, with the rain rushing. It's a bumpy, rickety mine train style ride that swerves you through the story of a small mining town called Thunder Mesa that was found by Western settlers and was very prosperous for mining. So they made lots of money and used the mine trains to sort of bring their treasure back. The local Native Americans weren't too happy about this because the area was sacred ground to them and was also cursed.
What's that? Ancient Indian burial ground sort of thing.
So earthquake is caused and the town's abandoned.
So are you in like the minecart as the earthquake is happening then?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like trying to go around.
Yeah. All of the Disney parks that have a Big Thunder Mountain or a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, as they're called in some of the parks, the storyline varies slightly, so it could be an earthquake, a flood, whatever.
Yeah, all depends on the story of the land, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because it fits in with the sort of Western theme of Phantom Manor, which is like right next door.
But there are also different variations of this ride, originally designed by Tony Baxter.
Once again, Tony Baxter.
He keeps popping up everywhere, you know. He's out on rest day. And engineer Bill Watkins, with the original being Disneyland, and others in Disney World. There's also one in Tokyo. The one in Paris actually opened on the 12th of April 1992, making it an opening day attraction. So it's very impressive, been there for quite a while. Renovated recently, again, new tracks, new scenery, effects, and carts. The new effects are really good actually. It's like as you're going through, their sticks of dynamite, they're just going like.
Yeah, they are. It makes for like a proper experience, which is why it's at the top of our list. It's not just like a cool little rickety roller coaster. You're immersed sort of into the story.
The scenery and the theme of it actually just looks amazing, and to sort of just see the ride from afar actually it just looks stunning.
Yeah.
So it's located sort of inside and around the sort of huge grubby orange mountain. The story of the Western theme blends, like we said, blends very well with the Phantom Manor story. And it blends the two stories together. So it is the same earthquake which causes the tragedy in both stories.
I wonder if that will change when Phantom Manor gets its
Maybe, I don't know if they're gonna...
renovation. I doubt it though, seeing as the two fit together really nicely.
We just love the new elements of Big Thunder, such as the sound effects for the mine elevator and the mapping effect on the blast scene, as well as the Western theming for the queue and the ride itself. Yeah, it's all just sort of on that other level. It's got that great level of Disney theming, but then it's an adrenaline ride as well, which they don't usually put together very often, but they just do it so well in this case.
It's not so much of an adrenaline ride that like little kids can't go on it, because you only have to be 1.2 meters to ride, so it's not one with any inversions or anything like that. It is a little bit on the shaky side, so that might freak out a few kids that have never been on a roller coaster before, but within reason, it's one for most of the family.
We have an amazing picture of Marianne the first time that she went there. You didn't realise it would be like as rickety as it is, and when it first goes down, you take the picture, it was like...
Apparently that's smoother than it used to be before the renovation though.
Oh really? That's a shame.
I hate to think, I probably would have found out.
It does go up to 36 miles an hour, so like we said, not too fast. Hyperspace Mountain is faster, but it's just very rugged compared to some of the other rides.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We didn't actually do it ourselves because it requires like immense timing skills from anyone who wants to do it. But if you time it perfectly, you can be on the ride going around the big orange mountain as the fireworks are going off during sort of illuminations.
Yeah, apparently that's really, really beautiful. We did go on it at night though, just before the fireworks, and that was really lovely to see all like the lights and beautifulness of Disneyland.
Yeah, and you can see the castle sort of glowing up when you're there, but to see it with sort of the fireworks sort of above it as well, it's just meant to be sort of this Disney bucket list.
Yeah. So that's it. That was our top 5 rides and attractions at Disneyland Paris's Disneyland Park. Thanks so much for watching, and please do let us know what your favourite ride is in the Disneyland Park, and if you agree with our list, let us know in the comments below.
So please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and found it useful, maybe for planning your next trip. Share it with all the other Disney fans who might find it useful too. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss out on your future Disney videos, including our Disneyland California vlogs, which are coming up very, very soon. We're leaving in less than 2 weeks.
Mad.
That's crazy.
That's all from us today. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye guys!
Bye.